And before I waffle on too much, I'm going to let Deri come up and give you an overview of how it works and what it does, and then I'll come back at the end to summarise the other bits and pieces.
Thank you, Chris. I'm a technical guy, more so at the beginning of my career than now, but I can imagine a lot of you are thinking, isn't this just more data, just more numbers, more KPIs? Why do I care about it? I can get as much data as I want from my systems, thank you very much. I can do CPU, RAM, queries per second, message queues. I don't need more data. What's different about this is Top Gear. Some people love Top Gear. Some people hate it. But there's a pattern on Top Gear because they start off talking about a car and they talk about the numbers. Look at the brake horsepower on this. Look at the size of the ceramic discs. Look at the wishbone suspension. Look at the streamlining coefficients. But what they do next is they take it out on the track and they let Stig get to it. You wouldn't buy a car without a test drive. You wouldn't just look under the bonnet and say, oh, the engine's cool and it sounds right and the water pressure's cool and the manifold pressure is quite correct within the manufacturer's specification. You always take the car for a drive. It's only when Stig takes the car out on the track that you find out what is a corner like for the user. All the numbers are good, but the cornering can be lousy. What's it like accelerating in a straight line? Decelerating into a corner, accelerating out of a corner. So it's all about do what the customer does. These numbers are based on doing what the customer does, because if you know what he feels about it, you're winning. So it's all about dynamic user journeys. It's about the test drive. It's about the mystery shopper, bringing it back to retail. The mystery shopper tells you what it feels like to be a shopper in your stores and tells you how friendly they were, what was not in stock, what was messed up, what wasn't clear. So a dynamic user journey gives you then a real-time view like this. Each of these bars is a different user journey. Each one is being measured in real time. Each one will behave differently. And you know as engineers that there's different bits of software behind these routes. If somebody does a search to find a product, they're using your search technology. But if they navigate through the menus and click on menswear, trousers, jeans, they're not using your search. So those two different journeys will behave quite differently. One can throw some weird errors, the other not. One can speed up, the other can slow down in real time. As your traffic goes up of an evening, they're going to perform differently. So you might have a day like this where you've got some yellow warnings, not good, you've got some red errors, particularly bad. Bit of a mixed picture there. You've got some homework to do to fix that. Maybe that's a peak, 24-hour peak day of the year, so you're not too worried, but what you really want is that. So you can say, look, my add-to-basket search journey is one little blip of red, but look at those journeys that are solid green. So you as a tech guy, as an ops guy, as a software developer, you can say to the rest of the business, don't phone me up and give me grief if it's green. Don't ring up IT and say, what's the hell's going on the website today? Tell me which journey you're talking about. Is it the checkout journey? Is it the mobile journey there? We've got a journey that does some of the mobile app that customers use. Is it the mobile experience that you're talking about? Is it the flash journey that does some horrible flash stuff on your site? Is it the log in and chase my order journey? They'll all perform differently, and you can reduce a lot of internal meetings and debate by saying, well, you want to talk about a problem on the website, tell me when it happened, which journey, have a look on there first, and then we'll talk about it. So we've got the concept there of a common language based on what customers do, but taking it all the way down to their technology, so that when they whinge about that burst of errors one evening, you can drill down and see what happened. So you can replay the error. You can log and say, well, that's actually what customers saw. So fair cop, it was a technical error, yeah. So you can see it. So the marketing guys can see it. The call center guys can say, is that bad or really bad or not too bad? Have a look. You can drill down as a technical guy down to as much technical detail as you want. So in the middle of the night or during the day, you can just click on the green bar, click on one of those little errors and drill straight in here. Here's an error, 8:35 in the morning. This is the one we looked at before. A technical error was returned. We're telling you what was in the page and why it was broken. So you can drill down and see what components made up that page, which which bits worked, which didn't. How long did each bit of the page take? They may be coming from different systems, images from a totally different supplier than your main page. You can drill down and look at the HTML. We saved the HTML that failed. So this is an error. You can say, well, what was in the page? There's the HTML. So there's no argument from the software developers that, oh, it must have been the servers, it wasn't our code. You can say, well, that's what your code was producing. Don't blame the database guys. It's coming out of a software error. So you've got as much technical information as your guys need to solve problems, to find root causes, to drill right down. So you might see errors like this and say, yeah, we know about those. Yeah, we kind of know when that occurs. It's okay. It's this overnight thing that, yeah, it's not good, but we know about it. Or you might get errors like this, where a customer of ours right now still has this problem. If you check out certain types of car, you occasionally get a price like that. Not for all cars. Our dynamic journey is doing what a customer does. It's not buying the same car every time. It's going to your site and saying, okay, I'm a rent a car journey. I'm going to go to homepage, click on rental cars. I'm going to choose at random from the brands you offer. Let's do Ford. I'm going to choose at random from small car, medium car, large car. Choose at random. And I end up looking at a car and trying to rent it. So every time our journey runs, every 5 minutes, we're sampling your merchandise database. Somehow, you've got a bug that certain cars come back like that and confuse your clients. Nowhere in your logs have you got anything that says, oh yeah, we're putting up this silly pricing. I've got another client this week where the price changes during the journey. You find the product, you like it, you choose a size, add to basket. Sometimes it's a different price. That's weird. It's changed. Not for all the products, certain combinations, certain ways you do clever caching and discounting and stuff going on in the software complexity. So a percentage of your users are going to be really confused when they go shopping. I guess they'll be pleased with you if the price goes down a little bit, but if it goes up, they're probably not going to buy it. We've got some journeys with clients right now where the product name changes when you add it to basket. You've done the search or you've navigated, you find the dress you like, whatever it is, the book, you add it to basket, and you look at your basket and it's a different name. Now it is the product you want actually. If you carry on buying it, you will get the right product in the post, but they've got a database where there are two names for every product, a long name and a short name. So it's not really the techie's fault that the merchandising people typed in and cut and pasted. Those two columns didn't line up when they cut and pasted it across. So how would you spot that? There's no error in your code, there's no error in your website. That's a valid page. It's just the wrong name. Because we check, what is the price, what's the name, we can say, oh, you need to fix something in that product because the name changes and confuses people. So those are a whole range of kind of errors that they don't happen all the time because otherwise your clever tech guys would have fixed it. If you could reproduce it, you would just click through and say, yeah, I can see that's broken. So there's lots of help for your tech guys to resolve stuff. What about the non-IT part of the business? Well, I'm a pointy head boss. I don't understand this stuff, but I understand this because I understand what these journeys mean down the left-hand side. I understand add to basket, checkout journey, check my order journey. And this compares this week with last week and the week before. So this is great. If it's all green, I know it's getting better. My job is done. I don't have to beat anybody up. If there's lots of red coming in, I can then drill down a bit and ask the tech guys, well, you know, it's getting a bit worse this week, this month, this quarter. So even the marketing guys who don't know what HTML is, they can see that and say, oh, that's good. I launched my big email campaign went last week and I sent out a lot of emails and whoa, really thrashed the site. But this is cool. It didn't seem to slow down any. The tech guys won't be angry with me for sending a million emails. Or the tech guys can say, we are angry with you because look what you did with your emails. You thrashed our site without telling us. So this is you don't have to be a techie to see the business is getting better, the customer experience is getting better.